nasty emails if you don't explain the head of lettuce.
Right. Okay, let me do my best. I'll try and do this from the top. About 10 days ago, The Economist magazine, which is quite a high-end, what you might call a sort of broadsheet publication in the UK, described the fate of Liz Truss, who's been in difficulty for almost all of her brief tenure. And it suggested that she had the political lifespan of a lettuce, around 7 to 10 days. Now, that turned out to be very prophetic, but it also led to a newspaper called the Daily Star, and I was trying to think where that would fit in the American market. Somewhere around the National Enquirer, but not quite as out there. Daily tabloid newspaper bought a lettuce from the supermarket Tesco, pointed a webcam at it next to a photo of Liz Truss, and has been receiving hundreds of thousands of hits every day from people seeing if the lettuce is going to outlast Liz Truss. And we can, of course, now confirm that it has.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw a picture this morning. It looked like there was a peanut butter sandwich in front of that head of lettuce. What was that?
Well, there are all kinds of things. Yes,
I
I think I'm trying to look at the latest photo for you here, actually. But yes, here it is. Okay, so as her victory is declared, she's posted the lettuce has now had a blonde wig placed on it, and a crown, a keep calm and carry on mug, and 2 small Union Jack flags. So that's where we are.
Darren, I guess this all came down. Now, why are we at this position right now? Major tax cuts for the rich, cuts in tax and spending, just to the point where even her own Conservative Party, I mean, some of the verbiage coming out of her own party members, they were mad.
Well, complete incompetence is the reason that we are here, because shortly after the period of mourning for the Queen's death, which is where politics restarted, she and her Chancellor, the Finance Minister, launched a budget, a mini-budget as it was called, which had the most extraordinary stuff in it, such as, for example, changing the tax system so the very richest people in the country would be given a tax break of around £55,000 every year. Millionaires were coming out saying themselves, this is insane, we don't need it. And so over a period of about a week, the pound fell even further against the dollar. The markets collapsed. The pensions market was going to collapse at one point. The Bank of England had to promise to spend £65 billion shoring it up. Eventually, things got back to where they were before Liz Truss and her finance minister, Kwasi Kwarteng, had opened their mouths, but at tremendous cost. And immediately in the opinion polls, the Conservatives fell to the kind of levels that just have literally never been seen. So at a stroke, even though much of that budget was eventually reversed, on Monday of this week, the damage had been done. The perception of chaos and incompetence was very much firmed up by what had happened.
So if there were an election, I don't know, next week, who would probably win? Which party?
Oh, the Labour Party by a historic, unprecedented landslide. Labour last won really big in 1997 under Tony Blair, when he got a thumping majority in the House of Commons. The polling that's around just now dwarfs that. There is one opinion poll, and let's not get too excited because people don't vote like this on election day, but one poll that has the Conservative Party on 20% of the vote, the Labour Party on 56% of the vote, and in our electoral system that would translate to there being one Conservative MP left in the Commons, a single MP out of 650. Now, as I say, people don't vote like that on election day, but if they even go halfway towards that, it's a wipeout the like of which has never been seen.
Darren, very quickly, we're a little tight on time, but before
Yes.
we let you go, we all know Boris Johnson, but if there's a leading candidate, a name we might not know on this side of the pond, who might you say that would be?
The favourite this time is probably the person who was favourite for most of the race last time, and that is Rishi Sunak, one of the former chancellors. We've had 4 in 4 months, and he was one of them. He's probably the favourite, and I think MPs who did not want to vote for him last time because he was perceived to have stabbed their beloved Boris in the back by resigning in the first place, they might be approaching this part of this contest in a rather more sober fashion, given the damage that's been done to their party, and let's face it, their own chances of re-election this time.
Okay, Darren, thank you. Darren Adam, presenter of Leading Britain's Conversation radio.
Yes.
Out of London, Darren,
Yeah,
thank you.
It does sound like they're having more fun, though, with their politics there than we're having
Well,
here.
it's not very fun here. Yeah, you probably got it right there. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up, by the way, how will surging mortgage interest rates impact what had been a red-hot Southern California real estate market?
Every year, we say we'll wake up earlier, exercise more, really rest, and eat healthier. It's hard for us, but for dogs, not so much. Dogs are up at dawn, run for fun, sleep like champs, and they love eating fresh, healthy food every single meal. Give your dog another healthy habit. Real fresh food from the Farmer's Dog. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/radio.
Hey, Santa Clara County sports fans. The new Omicron booster is here and available for everyone 12 and older. Remember that kids can get really sick with COVID and the effects can be serious and long-term. You can't be at the top of your game when you're super fatigued. So keep your athletes safe this fall and winter with this important booster. And of course, wear a high-quality mask whenever you're inside with lots of people. Visit sccfreevax.org or call 211 to make your booster appointment. Stay healthy and stay in the game.
145, back to KNX In Depth in just a minute. First, another check of our freeway, sponsored by South Bay Hyundai, Genesis of South Bay. Tom Tran.
All right, still keeping an eye on this very dangerous and just terrible situation over at LAX. This was a pursuit that started down in San Diego, made its way up towards LAX, and it ended on the ramp from Sepulveda Boulevard to Century Boulevard going to LAX, which means anybody under the runway through the tunnels is absolutely stopped right now. The suspect is on that ramp. He's continuing to get the situation under control, but until that happens, the ramp from Sepulveda Boulevard to Century Boulevard shut down. We're trying to get to LAX. Absolutely avoid Sepulveda Boulevard coming up from the south. Aviation Boulevard, you can take that up to Century, go westbound from there. 5, Sepulveda Boulevard, absolutely sold out until further notice. It's actually jammed up from the 105, now the westbound 105 ramp to Sepulveda Boulevard is going to be slow because of that. Eastbound side of the 105, completely unrelated. There's a crash now over near Crenshaw Boulevard that's got traffic backed up from the 405. We also have the delays on the 405 northbound heading up into Sherman Oaks. The backup starts near Valley Vista up towards the 101, and of course the SIGART still in place. Transition road from the north 57 to the west 60 shut down until about 5:30 because of an overturned big rig. The backup starts just before Diamond Bar Boulevard. The 2023 GV80 pushes the limits of style and performance. Genesis of South Bay has a large selection of Genesis GV80 models in stock and ready for delivery, plus many red tagged for fantastic fall savings. Someone had to make luxury fun. Welcome to Genesis of South Bay. Your next report, 155 from the Simpson Automotive Group 24-hour traffic center.
You're listening to KNX In Depth along with Charles Feldman. I'm Chris Sedens.
As mortgage interest rates climb, mortgage applications drop. Average long-term mortgage interest rates are starting to flirt with the 7% mark. Long gone are the days of, remember, the sub 3% mortgage rates? And this is before the Federal Reserve is anticipated to approve another benchmark interest rate increase in early November.
I can remember when there were sub 2.5%, in fact. Expensive mortgages starting to show signs of slowing down what had been an overheated real estate market in several major U.S. cities. Richard Green is director of the Lusk Center for Real Estate at USC. Joins us now on In Depth. Sir, thank you. First of all, what will the impact be here in Southern California?
Well, I think it'll be quite similar to the rest of the country, which is it's going to push down house prices, and we're already seeing that. It may push house prices down a little more here than other places because we have had more affordability issues in the first place. So this is going to remove more people from the market than would be the case in a place like, say, Charlotte, North Carolina. But I expect nationally we're going to see house prices fall because of this.
Okay, so if you own a home, obviously, and the value of the home drops, that's not good for you. It would appear to be good if you want to buy a home, except the problem is unless you've got cash or you're an institutional buyer, you may not be able, or probably not going to be able to afford the mortgage rates.
Yeah, so I mean, one thing, if you are a homeowner now and you do have one of those and you are correct, 2.5% mortgages, you're really sitting pretty right now. In a sense, you're getting paid to live in your house because inflation is well above 2.5%. So